Films The Virgin Suicides and Mustang. Film genre Coming of Age. Topic To what extent do coming of age films differ according to cultural context? Coming of age is a popular genre in films. Some conventions of the genre include short period of time, meaning that the film covers incidents that occur over a short span of time, like a summer break or 2 to 3 months that are proven to be critical in the protagonist's life. The main characters in this genre are usually teenagers. In films of this genre, technology is always part of it as it's viewed as a bad influence by society. The protagonist is usually going through some sort of struggle as they try challenging society's conformed ideas. The film The Virgin Suicides is about four sisters whose lives are in turmoil after the fifth and the youngest sister, Cecilia, commits suicide. The girls are taken out of school because Lux, the second youngest daughter, comes back home the next night from homecoming after spending the night with her date from the previous night, Trim Fontaine. The strict Mr. and Mrs. Lisbon put the girls on house arrest, which is one of the major reasons why the girls commit suicide in the end. Mustang is also a story about five sisters who live in their strict and conservative grandmother and their uncle. These girls are also locked inside their house after the girls were seen playing around with their classmates. One after another is married off, whether or not the girls liked their fiance. To save her sister, Lale, the youngest girl, runs away to Istanbul with her sister while two older sisters are then married and one of them committed suicide. The Virgin Suicides is a film based in Michigan, United States in the 1970s. Socioeconomically, the Lisbon family belongs to high middle class as they own their own house in the suburbs and own a decent car for the 70s. Even though America is viewed as a Western and free society, the restrictions put on the Lisbon girls by their parents symbolizes the restrictions on women in that time period. Mustang, on the other hand, is based in Turkey and unlike the Virgin Suicides, it's based in modern times. The family, however, is similar to the Lisbon family as they are really conservative and strict. Socioeconomically, Lale and her family also belong to middle class, as it can be inferred from the neighborhood that they live in. Also, Turkey is an Islamic nation, which means that they are more conservative than the Lisbons were. But because Mustang is based in modern time and Virgin Suicides is based in 1970s, which balances out the restrictions being placed on the girls. In Mustang, lighting plays an important role in setting mood of the film. When the girls are by themselves, the lighting is portrayed to be natural and the colors like white are used for the entire mise en scène, which tells the audience that this is how the girls wanted to live in comparison with the dark lighting when they're forced to wear the long dull dresses when going in front of the guests. However, there's still sunlight that is just on the girls' faces, which emphasizes on the fact that the grandmother couldn't actually change how the girls felt or ultimately acted. In Virgin Suicides, a similar representation of adolescence is shown as warmer colors are used when the Lisbon sisters were by themselves, again portraying their true selves, and these tones of colors make the audience empathize with these girls, even if the problem has not been introduced yet. Then, director Sofia Coppola uses the contrast of white with darker shades of brown and green to create almost a spooky effect. This effect makes the audience realize again that Cecilia is now dead, and the reason why there is a contrast in shades and cooler shades are used is because the director wants to emphasize that Cecilia wasn't satisfied or happy before she killed herself. A similar technique is used when Lux's suicide is revealed to the audience. Darker shades are used again to almost make the mood seem very cold and unsettling and not comfortable to watch or be part of. Hence, both the films that were analyzed try to represent adolescents as kids who want to be free and are much happier when there are no limits to their boundaries. Despite the difference in their cultural context, both the main characters, Lux and Lale, rebel against their society's ideas. The only difference is that one does that by committing suicide and making a statement, and the other does that by running away from her society to Istanbul.